Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're cutting through the noise around two of the biggest buzzwords in tech, AI agents and AGI. Now, they sound pretty similar, and you hear them thrown around all the time, but they represent two totally different paths for artificial intelligence. So let's get into it.
So let's just kick things off with a simple question, because these terms get mixed up constantly, but they are worlds apart. One is the nuts and bolts reality of today, and the other, well, that's the big dream for tomorrow.
Okay, first up, the AI agent. The easiest way to think about this is to picture a specialist, a true master of one single craft. You know, like a chef who only makes perfect pasta, or a musician who only plays Mozart. They are absolute geniuses in their narrow lane.
And the key phrase here is defined parameters. These agents operate inside a kind of digital playground. They can see what's going on, they can learn from it, and they can take action. But it's always within that specific box. So their whole world might be just booking your meetings or analyzing a ton of data.
Now, here's the interesting part. An agent's limitations, they're also its greatest strengths. Because its focus is so incredibly narrow, it can just crush repetitive, goal-oriented tasks without ever getting distracted. It's built for one thing, getting the job done, period.
All right, so that's a specialist. Now let's flip the coin and talk about the other side, AGI, or Artificial General Intelligence. If the AI agent is the master specialist, AGI is the ultimate generalist. And this is the holy grail of AI research. We're not talking about an expert in just one thing anymore. We're talking about a system that has a human-like ability to understand, to learn, and to solve problems in situations it has never, ever seen before. It's all about that flexibility.
And this is really what separates the two. An AGI, at least in theory, could use common sense. It could think in abstracts, it could understand context, and it could even come up with new ideas on its own. And that is exactly why it's still a future concept we're all working toward, not something we're using in our apps today.
Okay, so let's put them side by side. This is where the differences really pop and become crystal clear.
This table gives you the full breakdown, but you know what? Let's just zoom in on the three biggest distinctions that really tell the whole story. First up, scope. This is the most obvious one. An agent is built for one job, or maybe a very specific set of tasks. But an AGI, the idea is that it could handle pretty much any intellectual task you could give to a person. Next up is learning, or adaptability. An agent gets better and better at its one job the more data it sees. But a theoretical AGI could learn a completely new skill from scratch, taking what it learned from one thing and applying it to something totally different, just like we do.
And finally, reasoning. This is a big one. Agents follow pathways, right? They can be super complex, but there's still defined paths to a goal. AGI, on the other hand, is supposed to be able to think abstractly, to get the nuance of a situation, and to solve problems with real, human-like creativity and insight.
So that's all the theory, but what does this actually look like in the real world? Well, the truth is, you've probably already bumped into several AI agents today, and you might not have even realized it.
So in the world of software development, these agents are like the ultimate programmer's assistant. Tools like GitHub Copilot are right there in the code with you, suggesting what to type next. It's a perfect example of that narrow focus. Its one and only job is to help you write code better and faster.
Or think about cybersecurity. Here, agents are like tireless digital guards on patrol 24/7. They're constantly scanning for threats and can react way faster than any human team ever could. Again, it's a super specific job where that speed and focus is everything.
And the business impact of this is just huge. Get this, some big insurance companies are now automating up to 90% of their claims processing. That's what this narrow focus gets you, incredible gains in speed and accuracy for a very specific and, let's be honest, pretty repetitive task.
Over in HR, agents are taking on all the tedious parts of hiring. They're sifting through hundreds of resumes, setting up interviews, even drafting job descriptions. And that frees up the actual people to focus on the human side of things, actually finding the right person. And in healthcare, this tech is genuinely life-changing. When an AI agent helps a doctor analyze patient data, it can help slash the time it takes to make a diagnosis by an average of 35%. That means faster, better informed decisions that can make a real difference.
So after all of that, let's bring it all home. What's the main thing you should walk away with? If you remember just one thing from this whole explainer, make it this.
It all really boils down to this. AI agents are the practical, specialized workhorses that we are using right now
today to solve real problems. AGI is the future. It's the ambition, a theoretical, general, and potentially world-changing kind of intelligence.
This quote just says it perfectly. One is a powerful tool that's already out in the wild. The other is a huge scientific goal that could reshape everything we know. But it just isn't here yet.
And that leaves us with one last, really fascinating question to think about. As these specialist agents get more and more powerful, and as they start to connect with each other, is that line between a super capable specialist and a brand new generalist going to start getting blurry? Where we draw that line and when we might cross it, well, that's one of the biggest questions in technology today.